Hello devs, welcome back to my SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this video we are going to discuss about how we can format the UI, use our UI to handle using the stacking. So now the main thing is that in the last video I was using the VStack, but I didn't mention a lot of thing about the VStack, that how it should work and what and everything. So basically we have three different types of stacking here. We have three different types. One is VStack, second is HStack, and number three is ZStack. So let's go into the things one by one, how it should work and how we can actually maintain the proper UI using this stacking. So to explain this terminology better and to understand these things better, because this stacking thing is really very helpful, and it is very required to build the Swift UI application. In any of the view, you always need to use this. So to understand it properly, let's remove this part for now. Only use one text field inside and resume this so we can see the live rendering also. Okay, now we have only one text field included inside. So the VStack properties will always place all the controls uh, it will start with the center of the screen. Okay, so if you want to place the control at the leading or at the trailing, then we have the alignment property available here, which we can pass to this one, alignment dot leading. We don't need all those things for now, so we will not touch it for now. Okay, it's really not doing anything because we have only one text field available. So let's add one more with a bigger text, and then you can able to see that the leading property is actually working. So now we can see that our first string is aligned to the leading, right? If I'll change it to the trailing, then it will do the same thing. It will goes to the trailing. Okay, so the leading and trailing property will work like that, and there is also the another thing is available is center. So if you use center, then it will work as a center, and by default is center, so we don't need to mention it explicitly. By default it's center. So let's make it leading for now, and then we'll see. Okay, so we have two text field aligned to leading. Now my thing is that I want to place the first string. Let's change it to the SwiftUI tutorial. Now I want to place the hello world at the start of the screen and SwiftUI tutorial at the end of the screen. To do that, we have another control available, another property available called spacer. So now you can see that. So the spacer will use all the available space inside the VStack, inside the stacking, any of the available space. So whatever available space after using other controls, it will use it. Okay, so spacer is not spacer. If we only define the spacer like this, then it will not display anything, because in the VStack any of the control will require some width to display it, right? So if we give some frame here like 10, we don't need to specify the height because we want to use as much space as available as a height, and we don't want to use alignment or anything. We just and dot background color equal to color dot blue, and you can see that the spacer is using the whole space in between these two text fields. So if I want to place those both text field at the top of the screen, then I will remove the spacer from here and I'll use it as in the bottom. You see, that's how it works. So now this is how the VStack will work. Okay, so now let's see that how the HStack will work, how the HStack can work here. So let's comment it out for this for now and then see the HStack property. HStack, and then let's add one property, text hello world. So you can see that it's again in the center of the screen, and similarly we have a different options available here, like alignment if you want to pass alignment to leading or trailing or anything. But here also I want to explain you that how the HStacking works. So, alignment dot top spacing, let's give it a 10 space, and we don't want any content or anything for now. Okay, let's add spacer here again, and we'll see, you can see that it's going to the start of the screen. Let's give it some property like dot. Now in HStack, in horizontal stack, any of the property need a frame height, not the width, because horizontal stack works with the height. Okay, to display it. So in the frame here we will instead of the width we will mention height to 10, sorry, height to 10. We want to use whatever width that spacer can use, so we will remove the alignment and everything, and dot background is color dot blue. Let's not use the alignment here to make it look good for now. Yeah, so now it's center. Let's give it font property to dot title. Yeah, now the spacing is like, if I'll remove it, let's make it 0 for now. So you can see that the views are connected directly. If I'll whatever space I will add, it will use in between those two views. Okay, the next thing, so that's how the HStack will work. So whatever control, if I'll place the hello world at the end, then you can see that the control use the maximum height that is required by the views. I mean, the HStack automatically increasing the height based on the required space, right? So that's how the HStack will work. Now let's move to the third type of stacking, which is ZStack. So ZStack is whenever you require some of the views to overlap each other. Okay, so at that time we can use ZStack in our project, in our application. So let's use one image here for now. First, image with name, logo. As you know, we already have this image available, resizable, and then we'll give some frame to it, 300 by 300, and alignment we don't want to give, it's not required for now. Dot resizable dot frame, as you can see that its image property. Now I'm adding one text also. Hello world. And you can see the hello world is on top of that image. It's not below the image or above the image, but it's top of the image. So that's how we can use the ZStack in our project whenever we require the views to be overlap each other. So that's how we can use it. If I want to give the background to the whole view, so what I can do that, suppose I, instead of the white background, I want to use some other background, so I can directly provide the property like color dot green dot green. So you can see that it is the ZStack is using the whole UI, it is applying the background property to it. Now if I want to use the safe area also in this ZStack, then what I need to do is like just as insets edges ignoring safe area, and here just pass dot all. That's all. And it will use the safe area also. If you only use the top, if you can just pass top and then it will not use bottom. If you want to use bottom similarly, then use bottom and then it will not use top. For now we will use all. So now let's remove this particular thing here and add some VStack and HStack inside. So let's start with the VStack then. We'll use some view VStack. In the VStack I want to use HStack. In the HStack I will add one text, hello world, and then I will use a spacer with frame. And in the HStack, as you know that we don't need to pass width, we just need to pass height 10, and we don't want to pass alignment either. And dot background is equal to, let's say, color dot red. Okay, so now you can see that it's in the center of the screen. Now let's give it some space in between. I'm just writing this code to give you more idea that whenever you design a screen or anything, that how you can really do it. Spacing 10. Now let's put it at the top of the screen. So for that we just need to add spacer here also, and let's give it let's use this property directly so we don't need to write it again. Then instead of the height I will use width here, so it will place my view at the top of the screen. Let's make it yellow. Yeah. Now let's add another HStack at the bottom, and instead of putting the hello world before, we will put it hello world in the last. So you see that's the stacking terminology, that how you can, if you want to put any views at the top of the screen, at the bottom of the screen, in between the screen, that how you can divide the different part and how you can use the stacking, HStack, ZStack, VStack, all those stacking together to design the UI. That's how we can use it. Now the next thing is, the only part remaining is that if you want to give some padding to the view, like the hello, you can see that the hello world is really touching the screen here, right? So what we can do is we can add some padding here. For that Yeah, so you can see now we have some space. Similarly, uh, if you want to give some background color, let's give it a background color. Background is uh, color dot blue. So you can see that now it's a blue background, but you can see that the background itself touching the board, touching the leading part of the simulator, but not the text itself, because we are giving the padding here. Now the main thing here is, if I'll remove the padding from start, and if I will use it after the background, then let's see what's the effect. You can see that now the background color is only applied to the text, and then after the padding applied. So that is different terminology that you can use inside the project, that how you want to actually design the screen, how you want the background color and everything. So here the order is also matters a lot in the SwiftUI, that how you are ordering the different, how you are applying, or in which order you are applying the different properties to the control. So that's it for now. I think we have a pretty much very good explanation about the stacking in the SwiftUI. In the next video, I will explain you about embedding the views, different views inside the another view. Like if I want to create a single screen with a complex UI, then obviously I will not write all the code inside a single file. What I will do, that I will separate out the different UI code into the different files, and then I will embed everything together. Okay, so I will, and it is a best practice for any of the project to maintain the clean code, and I'll explain you in the next video that how we can actually achieve that cleanliness in our project. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Until then, please subscribe to my channel and share it, like video, and share this video with your friend, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.